to the premiere of The Sea Ends at Troy. Keeping things before we begin, please take note of all 4 exits. In case of emergency, head to your nearest exit. This show involves depictions of war, human sacrifice, depictions of death, use of prop weapons, and mention of child death. This show is very near and dear to my heart, as it is written by my brilliant and talented friend, Justice Jones. The first time this script will ever be performed in front of a full audience. This show was written with the grief and devastation following the end of last semester, but also the strength and hope that our student body showed in the face of adversity. I hope the devastation seen on stage tonight encourages you to continue finding hope. Thank you for coming. It means everything to me. I hope you enjoy the show.
Here lies the last son of Troy, unmoving, limp, laying in the bed of his blood. Red pools sink into the dark earth below. His bloodline sinks with it, to Hades.
Here lies the dead Trojan. Here lies new Troy, a polis in ruin, laid to waste by Grecian boys and men with their wits and knives, with their most clever tactics, with their lies.
They said Helen was taken from her bed in the blackness of night, swiped right under their noses. They say she is a slave, an object under Troy's tight iron grip.
They said Helen was taken.
They said Helen was swiped.
They said Helen left. 3 years before they landed on the coast, Helen was betrothed to Sparta's Menelaus, a royal warrior carved from marble. What a powerful pair they would have been.
But then she fled into the dead of night. Like a feather in the air, floated away from what she knew, from what she was promised, and landed on the foreign soil of Troy.
All the sons of Greece united under the banner of Menelaus' revenge, brought up their arms, took to their boats, and sailed into Calamity's choppy waters.
The sons of Greece were from the blood of war, famine, strife, and the many kisses of death. Descendants of those who were left behind, who took the safety that they were promised. Those who fled their lands, only to be shown evil cannot be outran if it lingers in your daybed. Stealing from your youth, taking from your bony fingers.
These sons are those who were once strangers, chastised and abused, wrangled into such spectacles for the entire world to watch and ignore and deny and forget.
What happens at night when the wind has ceased and all is still?
What happens in the day when the birds are silent?
What happens when the sun burns too bright and all must run?
What happens to those left behind, locked in cages and camps?
What happens when they break free to fight the land barren?
What happens when they rebuild using only what was left behind?
Women of Troy, the city has fallen. Though you will be spared, you must return as Helen of Sparta, bride to Menelaus, sister to Castor and Pollux, before the land is salted and before you are brought to Greece. If not, the bloodshed will know no end.
Polycina, did you find it?
Yes, what's left of it?
It was destroyed.
Partially. The gem at the center is cracked.
We will take what we can get for it to pay for our escape.
They burned the harbor. Must have lit it up last night while we were running.
And they have our gates surrounded. These men are beasts and fools. Fools for such a cowardice method of invasion. Fools to think that we would ever throw Helen back into their brutish hands.
Polycina, did you bring food? Food for the baby?
The baby? No, I could not find any.
Such evil men. To force a mother out of her home and to starve an infant who had no say in being born a Trojan.
That's not what she thinks.
Let her grieve. We must not focus on her pain, but on mending it. What do you remember?
Screaming woke me. I was dreaming of the sea again, and then the sound of the breeze became sharper, like a whistle. For a moment, I thought it was Hector calling me to his attention. Then it sounded like a grieving mother. I remember the fire's glow. I remember Paris taking my hand and his grip pinching my skin. We ran through the tunnels. The cobblestone cut up my feet. Can we escape through the tunnels?
No, that's where they found Paris.
And you've hidden Helen?
They will never find Helen if she's to leave. It is with us.
Mother, how are we to leave? The walls, the tunnel, the sea, their eyes are fixed on every exit.
You forget that Troy was built as a cage for our forefathers, and still they broke free. Hope is not lost, and the war has not been won, not fully. They're stuck here just like us.
Hector said that those men, the ones from the islands, they weren't clever enough to break through the walls of Troy. Your son will never know how wrong he is.
Troy is not the city you invade by force. It's the kind you're granted access to.
And how quickly things can change in a night. In a flicker, everything you know can suddenly melt.
I found this while
monster.
scouting. During the commotion, a Greek must have dropped his satchel. I can't read it. It's in a language I don't understand. Well, what does it say?
Nothing of your importance, Boyon.
Mother, was it about...
Have you gotten taller?
You're trying to distract me.
No, I just didn't realize. You seem so much taller than before. Thank the gods. It's a blessing.
Oh, well, Mother, was it about Cassandra?
Nothing of your importance. The hours are fleeting. We must find a way to find some food and water for the women. And you shouldn't have been rummaging around like some sort of scavenger. You could have been found.
I wasn't going to be found. I wasn't seen. It's as if I was never there at all. I know the city more than anyone. Those savages have only been here for a night.
And they've made swift work in one night. One night and they've become our nation.
I hope you can escape.
And who are you, vicious stranger? We're not well met.
I'm the son of it.
Simply a son. What gall must you have to approach a queen and her subjects in such a devious manner?
Yes, a son, but it's king as well. Naturally, I was of the island far before I rode over it. I am here.
You are not welcome here. I may not know the particularities of how Ithaca functions during war, but here in Anatolia we have principles. These women are not fighters nor spies, they are my citizens who I am tending to. You are not to touch them.
We are not here to touch citizens. No matter how tempting that may sound, I'm here for my bride. Any of you virgin souls her? Not all virgins, I see.
Helen is not with us.
And I'm to believe the word of a Trojan?
These are our weirding women. Pious gross widows, the differently abled, only they have survived.
These two do not look weird.
These are my daughters.
Daughters of Prim.
One of them is of Prim.
Let me take a guess. That small one. She has those animalistic Trojan eyes like that of a scared beast. Just like Priam's other daughter, the weirding whore who walks around our camp all sold and depressive. What was her name? Oh yes, Cassandra.
How dare you talk about my sister?
I knew it. Just like your sister and just like your father.
We have Prim's body.
Impossible. He's under the rubble with our other men.
We have him in our camp. We have not defiled him. And there are guards protecting him from the hunger of vultures. I may not fully understand the particularities of Trojan culture, but I understand there's a certain amount of care given to the dead. Ceremonies have become even more intricate when the subject is the former king.
You are bartering with my husband's dead body, striking a deal with me, and using his corpse as currency.
It's in all of your best interests that we fulfill this trade.
Helen is my bride. I should strike each and every one of you down for the part we played in taking her, in hiding her and giving her to licentious parents.
You dare insult my son!
Oh, yes, I do. With the same gumption he had when he took my betrothed.
You claim to understand our ways and care for our well-being. Your words are as empty as your threats. If you, master of Ithaca, truly knew of Trojan ways, you'd know that the royal widow can choose to devote herself to the people or disappear into another life. And the latter, that is what Helen has chosen. No more of this talk, no more of your witless attempts at intimidation. You men have no business here, so I am commanding you to leave. Unless you bring your general, your true leader, I have nothing to say. All this is beneath me.
You command him to left!
As you wish. Out of my own kindness, I must warn you. When Agamemnon arrives, you'll not be seeking solely Helen. You'll be taking retribution in the form of blood. None of your words, good for nothing commands, will have the might to face his wrath. Troy must pay for its sins.
Sins?
The murder of our finest leaders.
But you're the ones who came here.
We've been here all along.
I wish all the health upon your child. Upon Senshini Noyo, as you grow to a fine warrior.
They are liars! They came to us, they threatened us!
Your brother married Helen, and then he shot down Achilles. Achilles, the favorite in the eyes of their gods.
But Paris is dead! They killed him! An eye for an eye, there is nothing left to take from us. We've given them everything.
There's always something left to take. Your teachers may have taught you that there's a certain honor and duty in fighting in a war. It's just a sense of pride that forms us for soldiers' strong constitution. That's what they want us to believe. True war, Polyxena, is chaos released. And its main objective, annihilation.
Ώστε πολίτες συνέχισαν να μοιραστούν στους κατώτερους άντρες και θα μεταφερθούν στα νησιά τους. Μετά από αυτό, κανείς δεν θα θυμάται πια αυτό το πόλεμο.
I am not the one that stole away your bride, am I? No, Agamemnon. No, that's right. I am the one who commands the army, an army made up of warriors who fight and have fought to get you here, so that you can retrieve your birthright. But she is nowhere to be found. I will retrieve her. You were to retrieve her. But instead of looking at the most beautiful woman this side of the Aegean, I'm staring at your sorry excuse of a face. And where is Odysseus? He had gone off to think. Usually that would offend me, but he is the star, the creator of our beautiful wooden steed. Join the men. Been left with an omen. I can feel it. I know you can too. I look up to the gods and wonder what we have done, how we could have offended them by fulfilling their wishes. But how are we to blame for taking up arms to honor our fearsome brother, Menelaus? I look at that priestess to seek some sort of consolation from her, and for once, I see nothing behind her eyes. Until an hour ago, when like she whispered under her breath, they must sail through Trojan blood before they reach the waters of the sea.
The breeze of the sea no longer greets us when we rise from our sleep. There is no way home but the sea, and without wind, we cannot begin each of our journeys.
Men of Greece, I ask you, is this a windless tribulation, or is it an intervention? A sign from the gods that we are not yet done here. All the Trojans have done is take. First Helen, then Ajax, then Patroclus, and then they slay Achilles. What they took, our most ruthless warrior, the champion of our gods. So, we will retrieve Helen, and we will return her to her crew. And then, we will sacrifice one more Trojan. One more barbarian must die to appease the gods and their loss.
And the gods have chosen to speak through you, General.
Because you always show up unannounced to create the effect of surprise, Odysseus.
Not always.
Where have you been?
Thinking.
Of a way for us to leave Troy?
No.
Then tell me, dear King of Ithaca, what seems to be so bothersome?
Just trying to solve why the body of Priam did not seem of enough retribution.
We cannot assume that a Trojan is logical. Marikabodola. They are of a fool's mind. Do not seek sense from them where there is only folly. When this sacrifice is made, the wind shall return, and the women shall be divided up for your pleasure. The end is near. Home is in sight. They will fall. They will fall. They will fall. They will fall.
Odysseus,
You are certain the priestess demanded another sacrifice?
one more soul is given up so you can make it home?
I admit she said it in a rather scrambled delivery, but I am sure this is the way.
The Mycenaean way.
The Greek way. We all share the same forefather. People seeking refuge left to die during calamity by the old stewards of our lands who believed themselves holier than our ancestors. It is our way to seek balance. It is our way to restore what they have broken.
I will choose to follow you one last time. Not because I am Greek. Not because I am under the illusion we're cut from the same cloth. Because I have given you so many years. I've given these men in this force so many years. I'm going under your banner because I want this to end and want you to return home.
Oh, Odysseus. You worked so hard to set yourself apart, but in reality, we were all working towards the same end. Cassandra, speak to me. What do you see?
I see waves washing bodies to shore, the sea littered with carrions, their blood making the water violet. I see Troy. Not now, but before. Before the war, but before my father. I see Troy, not ours, but theirs.
Who are they?
The Trojans. Under our feet, layers beneath the rubble.
Your ancestors are speaking to you.
No son, mis ancestros. These are not my ancestors.
My love, speak to me. What do they say?
The blood of Troy will not be thinned by battle. War cannot be won by blades alone. The very bedrock of this land can feel your intention. It wants to cut out the parasites. It speaks through its kin and its voice is violent.
How do we defeat?
Please stop. These are not my words.
Cassandra!
You must cut Troy out of the people. You must cut Troy from the root.
Where did you find bread, Paisley? On the steps of the citadel. Just over there. Left with a strip of blue fabric.
King of Ithaca, the gods bestowed upon the islander a look of wisdom and honor. We should praise them for this feast and see this as a sign of good fortune.
Or he is acting as the liaison, trying to win our favor so they can oust Helen and enslave us.
There is hope for us still. A path is being forged for us.
Praise the gods for this. Feels as if it's been so long since I've been satiated.
Do you need more?
No. Thank you. We have our fill. Having my fill and being surrounded by loved ones almost feels like a blessing. In any other context, I would be rejoicing in prayer, basking in my gratitude. Now where that love lived, there's only emptiness.
Do we know of a plan?
What does that mean?
A plan to escape. Time is waning, and they're going to want Helen sooner or later. It's a miracle we've kept her hidden for this long.
There are merchants who come in from the inland. They're Trojan, our countrymen. We will barter with them and find safe passage.
And what if they've heard word about our destruction and do not turn back for us?
We are the last of us. There was no one to alarm them.
And if they follow us? What's a decade lost to hunting down Helen of Troy?
We will not succumb to paranoia. I understand your fear, but you cannot let it dictate your fate. There is hope still, Polysena.
I trust you. I trust that you understand that concealing our fate and dangling shards of hope in front of these women isn't mercy. It's cruelty. In all my life, I have not known their queen to be cruel, so I will not doubt her. But she must have a plan, and we cannot wait.
We will find you a new home. And it will be safe, with 4 walls and a window overlooking a meadow. And you will have all the world at your hands. And the sky will open up, and the possibilities you will have will rain down. We will be safe. We will be elated. And we will be home.
We have to tell her.
Why is that?
To let her mourn.
In a moment so dire, Polysena, we will not rip away what centers her. That would be the cruelty you speak of.
Trojan!
Are you here to deliver my daughter from your clutches?
You know who I am? You're just as inquisitive as they say.
Yes, Agamemnon. I know of you and your wickedness. I know the way you lust for violence. Even I heard your daughter scream when you sacrificed her to the gods for favor in this war.
Silence!
The only question in my mind is, why are you here?
To deliver justice.
Something tells me that you're ill-equipped to carry out that mission.
I do not answer to a false queen. I answer to the gods of Greece.
They have spoken through this here weird woman, and have said that we require the blood of a child of Priam to end this all.
Lies! These are all lies! Your gods know nothing about Priam or Cassandra or her ways. This is heresy!
Cassandra spoke as clear as the sky after a tempest. I am ending this now, and I am ending this with her.
How dare you!
You will not lay a hand on her, you brute. No amount of prayer and sacrifice can wash away what has become like ink to your skin. The murder has stained you. ¿Cuándo van a parar? When will you stop and let innocence be what it is in peace?
Peace. After stealing my bride. Peace after taking what's mine to fill your swine of a prince. You hypercritical lot are not mortal. You are creatures of destruction. It was my honor to slay your country. So how long must I wait before we take back what is ours? Take it, mind that. Is your oath to me to defend my property with your life. Enough banter. Take the girl, slay her, and hell will fall into our arms.
Cassandra, please do something. They will slaughter us all.
I have done enough. I cannot escape this.
Quiet! Take her. Old Ithacan wives' tales cannot win the Grecians a war. There is no war, there is no enemy. They are the enemy, vicious and biting. They will tear us apart limb by limb if we let them. What nonsense win the Grecians a war? My words and my senses, they are stronger than any superstition. Can you not see? They are equally baseless in superstition and your senses. They will crumble beneath you and your so-called nation's feet. And it crumbles, you crumble with it. Remember you're wrong.
You serve with my brothers and my countrymen.
Yes, I indeed did, Helen.
Then, out of your loyalty to them, you will grant me one favor.
It's not scream.
Precisely.
I will grant you that if you lower the knife from my throat. Well, where have you been hiding?
I will tell you that.
I suppose it will not be in your best interest. It was worth a try.
What do they speak of? Your men. Those soldiers were once just boys.
They grow angry. The violence underneath their eyes is making them better with their fatigue.
And their mind still lingers on violence. Have they not satiated their bloodlust?
They're sitting. It makes them wary, tense, agitated. We feel as if we're being punished.
for slaughtering us. So seeds of remorse have been sown. You have found me shocked.
For not finishing the job. For the death of our comrades. Over time, we become more than a vigilant an army. Over you, we become a nation. Helen, if you're smart, you will come with me. Let me present you to your betrothed.
I am not going to leave my home, Odysseus.
This sorry lump of a rock is home now? Peculiar. I never quite understood what you are to its people.
I'm sure over on your side of the camp, they're not concerned about the actual affairs of my life. Just on my image. Menelaus is virgin. Paris is whore. Troy welcomed me.
Through seeding violent means, do you believe that's an appropriate welcome?
What do you want from me?
I want the truth!
The truth is that I love Paris! The truth is, he told me there was a world where I could be free from Menelaus and Sparta and rule beside him, not beneath him. The truth is, I left, Odysseus. I left and I didn't doubt myself once. There was never a moment in my mind that what I thought, what I was doing was wrong. Every part of my being was so sure, more certain than I've ever been in my life. More certain than I may ever be again.
Do you want to continue that life?
What?
Do you want to live, Helen?
Yes.
That is so. The truth is this. Paris prayed to his gods and performed some sort of ritual on you. A ritual in which you had no control over your mind, your spirit, your body.
I will not
as
lie.
if you have not before. It will keep you alive. Menelaus will kill you if you learn to live on your own accord. Do you not understand that? So lie. Say whatever needs to hear for all this to end.
And then go to Argos and then to Sparta and live out the remainder of my life in misery. Spend the rest of my life with a man who cares more about my image and the status I hold than who I am inside.
Or you can die, Helen. Like Paris or Hector. Soon Polysena. Become a Trojan martyr. If the other options are too heartbreaking to bear, just know there will not be a single soul to remember.
The night before Andromache and Hector what? Incense? And the color red? Your 10th birthday? Smoke, I suppose? Smoke? Paris set father's hair on fire by accident.
Paris never did adjust back after all those years away.
He did as well as he could.
If Paris did as well as he could, would his city be in ruins?
Helen chose to leave.
Because she was given the option. Back to the matter at hand.
Why are we doing this?
For my mind. I say memory, you give me the sensation that comes to mind.
Continue.
The Lantern Festival?
The smell of oil and the glowing light. When you would squint your eyes, the light felt like something so mystical.
Paris's wedding ceremony?
You're trying to distract me. Everyone's trying
Just
to
answer, Polly.
Blood! That's all I see!
Why tell me to look away, to think about the things I can't have? I have seen this war with you. I have seen the horrors, the flames, the screams, the weaponry, the viciousness. I saw it all!
I do not want you to think of Troy and only think of pain.
Going to kill me. And for what? Have they not taken everything else away? What more can we give? Cassandra, they took my family, my city, and now they need my body? Who will stand over them with justice?
There is no sense in war. There is only their method, and it is a vile one. It consumes until there is nothing left to sustain it. And then it falls apart, bit by bit.
I feel as if I'm just another part of our world decimated. Like there's one less witness to things they took from us.
You are more than a witness or a steward of the land. You are a person with a heart that doesn't beat on account of duty, but beats to live. You are not just Priam's daughter or Hecuba's child.
I will never find that out for myself.
You should have had a life. One with family and love. You should have had a choice.
And so should have you.
There are worlds where we live to see a brighter day. But those worlds are far from their own.
Cassandra, I'm frightened.
I'm here with you. I will always
Don't let them
beside me. They wouldn't dare.
I will miss you.
You will never be distant from my heart. Know that. Know that you are good, Polyxena. Untouched by this war, you are good, and that goodness will not be wasted. It will live on, maybe in the grass beneath or in the souls of others.
Do you remember removing your ribbon and becoming a woman?
The day I became a priestess, Mother brought me to the temple with the other tributes, and I walked in. It was dark, darker than usual, and it smelled like lavender. And one of the cloaked ones stood by one of the main altars and had a woven basket extended. Together, one by one, each of us became a woman.
Find Hecuba and give this to her. Give her my love and the last part of my innocence. No one deserves it more.
Polyxena! Daughter of the bastard king Priam. Are you ready to finally serve a cause that is not infected with debauchery and malediction?
Speak plainly, Agamemnon. It is already so difficult to understand the Mycenaean tongue.
Are you ready to die?
I will give you anything you could ask for to spare her. She does not have to die!
None of them have to die, Cassandra, but they are dead. Those deaths are not in vain, but as stepping stones to a better and brighter future. You cannot see it now, but I see it clearly.
Wait. No.
Cassandra, help me! Stop! Please! Stop! No! Mama! Wait, okay, just listen to me. You don't have to, please stop. No, please, she's scared. Stop! Wait, no. Wait, stop! I'm sorry. Wait, no.
You want me to speak to you? Tell you what I see? I see mothers scorned into slaughtering. I see wives with motives for murder. The wind will fill your sails, but it will also spread your lies. Achaeans will not be forgiven. You will not know stillness ever again. All your deeds shall trail behind you. This war has left its stain on you.
gods, please hear my voice against the noise of racing rivers, thunderous tempests, and animal cries. Hear my voice and offer my daughter mercy in the life after this one. May the sins of her family and her country not sully her. May she be spared our judgment. Judgment for the hate that has begun to grow, for the blossoming thoughts of revenge, for the ways in which we've let our own neighbors down. Perdónenla, y a su tiempo, perdónennos. Forgive her, and in time, forgive us.
I hope I can be forgiven.
Helen, you mustn't be seen. There was no point in that. There was no point in hiding while they rip you apart one by one.
And what are you going to do? Is this your doing?
It is not of the gods. They lied. They lied to make us afraid, to show us how cruel they can be.
We will make it to safe passage away from the Grecians. We will find a way to escape and gather numbers elsewhere. Troy can still rebuild. Alysina's sacrifice must not be wasted.
You speak of rebuilding, but those words are simply fantasy.
Andrea, que silencio.
There is nothing left to rebuild.
No physical space can compare to history and legacy. We will start again.
If I go to Menelaus, maybe I can convince those men to leave you all in peace.
That is turning your back on your home, Helen. That is turning your back on the family you married into. The family that received you and all of your sullied history with open arms. This city, this culture was built on so much sacrifice, and we cannot simply dash it into the seawater. Not when there's still a way out.
You speak of this way out, but fail to present us with any problems.
We must still explore our options. The gods have presented us with trials.
There are no options! You believe the sea ends at Troy. But there is a vast and plentiful world out there. So this act of slaughter that was gifted to us, bestowed upon us by these gods, is nothing mystical. It is merely the brutality of men. Malignant men laid waste to us. I was brought here and told this was a place I can make a family. A family with Hector and a place where he was commanded by law to respect me. Now my child and I are staring.
What child? Hecuba, stop. No! Andromache, tell me what child you speak of. What you have swaddled in your arms are rocks. Your child was buried under the rubble during the siege.
No.
I found you! Hands bloody, digging for stones in search of him. You lamented in a voice so piercing, I almost thought you were a demon from the beyond.
No.
I pried you off of that pile. Do you not remember?
No.
Yes.
No.
It is the truth.
No! You are not going. Do not wisdom me of mine. You are vicious and serpentine with blackness in your heart. Where is my son? Enough, you! I should scream out your name so they could spare the lot of what is there. I have left to lose. Peace. Nothing but hate sits in me.
way. And what am I to do? I am pondering upon the same question she speaks. You are the queen. Her leader of what? Point me to my chambers, point me to my throne! It is just like the joke he says. The sea does not end on Troy. My whole world is in ruin. There is nothing for me to rule.
Then what choice am I to make? What are we to do if I cannot give myself to them?
All we have are questions, it seems. Questions with answers that are so impossible. The debates that those great philosophers argue are now the very truth we live in. All I can do is stand here and wonder why it was us and why any of this could happen.
You are also my mother. That is the promise you made to us. Our late husbands made to us when we entered our unions.
There is nothing more a mother can do when there are weapons at her door! I tried to protect my family, my throne, my home, with all the power I was granted. Even now, I turn away from fate and foolishly dream of safe passage for us survivors. It is not in my hands anymore.
Who would eat your fill while your child starves, wallowing in its own filth to save the skin on your back, Hecuba. Tú es un cobarde. You're a coward.
I am a coward.
If I am to reveal myself to them, come with me. We will make sure you can seek safe passage to Thebes. We will send word for your family and tell them you survived the sea. And bow at the feet of the men who killed my child and my husband. It is the only way to survive in Dramaturg. There is no other way. And you misunderstand me. I'm not trying to survive. I have accepted that the path I lead isn't dead. I may not be content. I may not be at peace, but I know it to be true. I will die with the family that I was promised. Not the ones who tore it away from me. I will die with the life that I was promised. The world is far bigger than what they say it is. Anatolian, Grecian, Theban, they're all just words. Live, Helen. Live and find purpose. Because the only purpose I now serve isn't death.
It seems the very moments I need them the most, everyone turns away. You will always be my queen, and you will always be my mother, and Troy will always be my home. But you will not die with us. I have not yet lived a life where I can afford to die. And I am not controlled by some sort of abstract guideline of fate. I will choose who I am and what I stand for. I chose Paris. I chose Troy. I chose freedom. But we have been cornered by a beast that loves to play with its prey. I will not stand by and let them rip us apart while I hope for something better to come.
Troy may not be the center of the world, but it is the center of my heart. And no one, not Menelaus, nor Odysseus, nor any god, can sever it from my body. Helen of Troy has not fallen. Voroshuma Arav, she has made the choice to live.
When Helen was first of age, men from all the cities, the sons from all the bravest, most formidable leaders came.
They came with their riches in tow, with their biceps flexed, with their fabric tied around their waists, concealing their weapons.
They spent the days scowling at one another, brawling for her hand. A brutish display of affection.
Odysseus, the prince of Ithaca, took Helen's father aside and told him that these men would gladly fight to the death.
Over Helen or over ego. So the men took oaths of loyalty to Helen and her soon-to-be suitor to protect and defend them.
Menelaus was chosen from the lot. The shining star of warriors, and assumed the role as Helen's betrothed. She had no say.
Soldiers! It is my honor to present Helen of Sparta. This war is over, and our business here has come to an end.
It is my goodest words that you would return to me.
This war was unnecessary and unfruitful.
Did they hurt you? Torture you?
No, Menelaus, I'm fine.
And they kept the honor of your virginity untouched. It was my greatest fear that they would deflower you in some sort of sick public display.
Yes, Menelaus.
I am most honored to have fought this war to show you that no army will step in our way ever again. You remain by my side, for me, and for Sparta.
You move on so quickly, Menelaus. Helen here has not renounced the deeds of the Trojans, nor given us an adequate account of how they were able to transport her from Sparta. We have all day. What's another day of waiting when years have passed by?
Peace. I come into this world with peace. Not of mind or spirit. With peace and knowledge that I have nothing left of what I once had. I had life before this. And despite all of the things that I have said, it was a good life. I was loved. I was cherished. I was safe. But Troy lived like a golden city in the back of my mind. With its wandering streets and its tall temples, and its prophets and priestesses. My mother chose Hector out of the flock, said only a Trojan can keep her daughter safe. That's all she wanted. Safety. No riches, no notoriety, just safety. A bed for her child. A bed that child could sleep in undisturbed and untouched for the night.
I come to this camp with peace. I was bewitched by the priestesses of Troy, and I was told that if I did not comply, that they would have my head. I renounced them, their faith, and their methods of killing.
Did this happen, Cassandra? Can you lend yourself as a witness?
I saw it with my own eyes, Agamemnon.
And you participated in such things?
No, Agamemnon. I was too young to be involved in those ceremonies.
Ready the ships? We have our bounty, so there's no need to linger. We leave tonight to lead this nation in the past.
I have a request.
You think you have the standing to speak, much less make demands? How curious.
Do not speak to my queen in that manner, Agamemnon.
Do not forget who is the reason this queen is here, breathing in front of you. It certainly wasn't of your own accord.
None of Sparta has the right to be heard. It will be your own choice to listen.
What is this request, Helen of Sparta?
You must not touch Hecuba. You will allow Cassandra to say goodbye and leave Priam's body here.
What a treasonous course of action. We're not even certain their witchcraft is still not at play with this one.
I am speaking to you not as a prisoner, but as a daughter of Tyndareus, a child of Greece. There is nothing that she has left. No allies to rebuild, no prophets to hear her confessions, no handmaidens to serve her, not even children to help her sleep at night. She has nothing. She is nothing now because you have taken all that you could.
So we should show mercy?
What else could you need from this place? What else could satisfy you?
What else do I have left? What else can I give? When I came to Troy, I was all alone. It was a day's journey. And all I can remember is how the sun hit my face when I peeked out of the caravan. Gazing over open fields, just slowly anticipating my new home and my new fate. Hecuba greeted me at the city gates before I met her. There was a woman with stern eyes and soft hands. I just knew she had power. She told me to walk. She said there's no use in keeping me from my people. So I did. I walked. She took me around her city. She told me about the people who built it. The story behind each brick. The secrets lost down every wandering path and the histories lost in every alley. And suddenly this was home. Every Trojan felt her presence and revered it. Bathed in it like it was the rarest gift one could receive. I have a son. And he was beautiful. I had a son. And he was strong. And he had a future, but no more. The stone I have in my hand, this is all I have left. All the years, all this time, all this destruction, and this is all I have left. This is all I have to show. No more. No more pain. No more destruction. of Troy.
We shall give Hecuba freedom. There is no reason to imprison her so. I hope you will forgive me for not allowing you any of our spoils of war. I'm sure one of our men can
I will be
the
fine.
Trojans.
I'm content with what I have at home.
I thank you, Agamemnon. I hope you find your way home to face whatever may wait for you there.
A whole new people await you, Helen. A whole new tribe has come together and received what was destined for us from the start.
War doesn't bring people together.
Then what does?
Hope. Find her and save your peace.
Thank you, Helen of Troy.
Always my sister.
Mother, Cassandra, come near, let me touch your cheek.
You were a brave mother. A mother who didn't falter when the path ahead was hard. A mother who never compromised her instinct for a life with ease. A queen who cared for her people as if they were her children. And you had children who knew their mother as more than a queen. Do you even hear me speak?
I hear you, my dear daughter. I see your face. I see this ribbon. I think of memories that have calcified into stone. The tea in the central garden, our walks along the aquifer, where the people washing their carpets in the thick of summer, or the painting of our bodies before ceremonies, or the times I looked into your eyes and I couldn't see you for who you truly are.
Someone wicked?
Someone loved. By her mother, not by a leader. You are a part of me, in mind, in body, and in spirit, so you must for me, Cassandra. There's no way for me to atone for the ways I have failed you, by letting them take you and treat you in such a way. There are parts of your heart that you've locked away from my plate.
You did not infect me. You couldn't have infected me when such ailments are merely our history. Heritage, merely our home. Our blood is more than signs of danger. It's a tale of the ways we have loved and we will love again. I don't hide my heart from you any more than I can hide the truth. Any more than I can hide my loyalty.
I will not see you again.
No.
And that man will take you away.
Yes.
And you will never be safe, never know a home again.
The only home I have is my body.
And is that home safe?
No. They will be taking the women. Helen was able to barter for your freedom, but the rest will be divided.
Cassandra, what do you see?
The ending. Soon I must leave. They are departing before dusk.
There are so many things I wish I could tell you. I don't know where to begin.
Start with a goodbye.
You screamed so loud when you came into this world. Our whole city stood still to hear your cries.
Goodbye, Mother.
You told me when Paris was born that you saw a trail of blood running down his back like a river. You saw him in our temple surrounded by flames. I should have believed you.
Goodbye, Hecuba.
Leave with peace.
What do you see?
A choir of mourners dressed in red.
The emptiness of a big world.
Children emptying out their dreams on the ground.
Stories turned into ash.
Memories coating the buildings like dust.
Sorry.
I see Cassandra of Troy.
I leave you my soul, Troy. I do not want to take it where I am going. I do not want the streets of my city to know my mind. I do not want them to know my joy. I do not want them to see me smile. I want to come into their world screaming. I want them to hear a Trojan. I want them to know her battle cry. I want it to haunt every waking thought they have. I want my pain to echo in each chamber of their heart. They will know what they took
that I will never be whole.
Please, gods, deliver Cassandra from a life of misery.
Mother! We were all in the moment before the celebrations begin. What are you doing locked away in your room?
You needed a moment, Paris. Let's pray.
Pray? For what? What could possibly go wrong?
If you were king, you'd know that anything can go wrong at any time.
Mother! Cassandra won't paint my face. Her hands are shaking from nerves.
Get a hand to finish it off.
Polyxena! I told you not to pester the queen this way.
It's fine. Will you fix her up and then fetch me a I'll go out.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, there's been news from the temple. The oracle has died.
After such a long life of service, release is a gift. May she move into the next life bravely.
Hecuba.
Priam! Is that really you?
Who else would be?
I have not seen you in so long. I may never see your face again. I'm sorry for the ways I've wronged you and our daughters, for letting them take them and for not being strong enough.
Hecuba. What do you speak of?
I can't remember.
Must be the nurse speaking to you. Do not let them. You are ready. It's the day we've been waiting for.
I'm unsure. The children are scurrying around. They're gonna need some more time.
You are ready. Are you not, my queen?
Yes, my love.
Your city awaits, and I will.
There's a story of a place named Troy. Troy that rose and fell, and rose and fell, and rose. And now has fallen once again. They said that the Trojan women stood at the very edge of night and wailed into the never-ending emptiness of the sea before them. Their voices echoed, carried away by winds that spread the stories of their plight far and wide, to places that I couldn't even dream of. And then those women were taken away, forced to follow their lost voices into darkness, forced to follow the story they made. And they follow with happiness nor gratitude, but with the bitter, animalistic urge to survive. Now Troy is a city in our hearts. Now I am no longer a queen. I am no longer the mother of royals or the leader of people. Now I am your mother. Now I am a part of you. The women of Troy will go out into the world and become your mothers. They will teach you, and they will lead you, and they will give you guidance when the monsters have made their way to your door. And you will become leaders, and thinkers, and speakers. And though you may not realize it, you will speak of Troy, the city in your heart, a piece of your soul, where the sea must end and the day must break.